3. I don't hear anything yet. Is it just because...
Mice!
Oh, there we go.
Dumbass!
So, last time, which was yesterday, I went ahead and I beat it again and got ending B. See? There it is. B. And so now, today, the plan is to work towards ending C. I don't know if I'll make it all the way through or not, but we'll find out. It doesn't take too long, so not too worried about it. So, while the game's loading, I'm just gonna load up the Twitch app on my phone. I can see the chat a lot better on when I stream 360 games, since it appears right on my screen as I play. But
whenever I
let's watch
interacted
this.
with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Here we go.
No, we already did this. I don't really want to go through it again. Though, I don't know, there might be something different maybe since it's the third playthrough, but I don't know. So I guess we'll hit yes, but I'm just gonna skip through a lot of it, I think, is the plan. Oh, my start button just got blocked. But yeah, so I'm not gonna narrate this like I did before. I'm just gonna see if anything changes. So, sorry for anyone who wants to read this. You should check out yesterday's video, because I go through the whole thing. But I have the feeling that this isn't going to change too much, so it's more just completeness that I wanted to check this. But anyway, so we'll skip through this. But happy Sunday, everyone. I'm having a good day so far. I had brunch with a friend I hadn't seen in a long time, and that was good, chatting about things and stuff. And I might get to see them again next week, which will be kind of nice too, because instead of them being up in my area, I'll be down in theirs, so it'll be kind of fun and cool. Yeah, so that'll be good. And then I had some really good food for brunch, which is great. So that was nice. And then got home and watched some anime, so that was good. Watched the latest episode of Pop Team Epic, which had a really, really funny skit in it called The Cursed Mansion. That was good. It was really silly. And also watched the latest episode of Citrus, which a little boring, but it's all just more forced drama and stuff, which is, you know, kind of what you expect from a trashy show like that, I guess. But I also watched the latest episode of Darling in the Franxx, which is good. We got a lot of character development for Rome, which was good. And we also found out a little bit, not too much, they didn't reveal too much, about the adults. Hey Gov, how's it going? I've just started the third playthrough, and it gave me the option to choose whether or not I go through Kaine's memories. And so I chose yes, just because maybe since it's the third playthrough of something, something besides this stuff will happen. Oh, you watched Franxx too? You watched the latest episode? Because I thought it was good. I liked getting to know more about Zorome and the little bit of tease about the adults' worlds and stuff. And somewhat, I felt like they kind of started to answer the question of like why the kids are called parasites and stuff. So it was good. Yeah, it was good, right? Although I'm not entirely sure why 02 is so unhappy right now. I mean, at first I thought it was because like she didn't get to kill the Klaxosaur at the end, but then at the end it was kind of more so suggesting that like she's just really unhappy about looking like a monster, like her teeth, like the thing with the mirror and whatnot. But yeah, things are moving along, and every time they show the adults, though, I'm laughing a bit. Like one, they have like a silly hat, and two, when they show like the Illuminati table, that's totally not Sele from Evangelion, but totally is, but definitely not. I laugh a little bit because it just reminds me of it so much. But I think that's what that studio does a lot of the time anyway, like calling back to a lot of their other stuff. But yeah, that'd be interesting if she was turning into a Franx. I mean, she's definitely like part Franx part Klaxosaur at the very, very least. But it did seem like her, I don't know, maybe it's just we haven't seen her teeth like that close before, but her fangs looked a bit longer than they did before. So I wonder what those the tests their caretaker was talking about that she hates so much. So I'm looking forward to the next episode, though. It's been a pretty fun show. I'm also curious what's going to happen between Ichigo and Goro, because that episode where he confessed was great. I really like Goro, but I feel like Ichigo needs to get over Hiro first, and just accept that she's not going to be the one for him. Because 02 and him seem to click much better, I think. Like the whole beach scene where she's like ready to confess to him, and he's just like, "Oh, look, the stars are pretty tonight." Yeah. But it's a fun show. Yeah, the ship is being built. Agreed. So, I'm curious what's gonna happen with the high and mighty dude, the one who like is like he tried to pilot with 02 first, and then he got hurt by it and stuff like that. I'm curious what's gonna happen with him, because I feel like if anyone was gonna like decide to change their partner or something like that, it'd be him or something. But I don't know yet. But Goro was up there because he's just like straightforward, good guy, good friend. It's good. Hiro seems a little naive still, but we'll see. And like the fat guy, despite always loving always going right after the food and stuff, I thought it was really cute how him and his partner, like when they joined at the table a few episodes ago, like when the boys and girls were fighting, or I think that was that episode, maybe it was the episode before, but like 02 hung out with him in like when 02 joined here at the table, and then they like the girl invited him over or whatever. But yeah, I don't know all their names either. But yeah, I think that's the girl in the garden. I think it's Kokoro. I think. I don't really remember. They haven't like really expanded on her yet. But I'm thinking that they're gonna probably, like with the way some of the other stuff has been going, I feel like they're gonna end up like dedicating a few episodes to like each character to kind of flesh them out. Or at least I hope they do, so that I actually end up caring about the characters and not just being like, I wonder if you're gonna die or not. Wonder what's gonna happen next. Are you just cannon fodder? You know? So we'll see. I think that they the one thing that I think would really help though is if they got some different music for like their dramatic scenes, because sometimes it just doesn't fit at all. Like the da 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 music that they have. Like they used it a few times when I felt like it was like you should have really used a different theme here or something, but because it just made it more laughable, even though it was like a serious thing. I think it was when Hiro basically died and he got over the blue goo. Like they played that music like right after like / during the touching moment between him and 02 when he's telling her that he's gonna support her. Like they should have used different music for that, I think. But still, it's still enjoyable though. So that's all I really want from my anime typically, is to just enjoy it. So, and that's how I end up watching too much. Watching like 19 shows this season. So my Friday, Saturday, Sunday are like very busy days for me as far as just trying to catch up with all the new episodes. But and a lot of them are trash. I have trouble just like actually dropping a show think the only show that I've ever dropped like entirely right away was like NTR or whatever it was, like last season or something like that. Like I read the premise of it and was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. And then like got some recommendations from people being like, oh no, it's probably gonna be good. You should give it a chance. I'm like, okay, like I'll try to 3-episode rule it. And then I watched the first episode. I don't even think I finished it. I got like 15 minutes through and there's like, no, absolutely not. This is shit. But then here I am this season watching Citrus, which is basically like the same level of trash. But for some reason, still, I think maybe because I started watching Citrus after it had already aired like 3 or 4 episodes. So like I just binge watched those back to back, and I got through the part that probably would have just made me drop it entirely if I had been watching it like week to week. Because the beginning of Citrus was not... oh yeah, Made in Abyss? Yes. Made in Abyss was wicked good. Wicked good. That last episode though. Ooh. With MIDI and whatnot. Yeah. Made in Abyss was great. Citrus is all just forced drama at this point. I only watch it for Harumine, the brunette friend of the main girl character, because she's the best, in my opinion. And then the rest of it's just like random amusement and watching Yuzu be cute. And dumb. Mainly dumb. Seems like the last few episodes. But Made in Abyss was great. The crunch of MIDI during their ascent in like episode 13, I think it was 13 or 12. Ugh. That was some nightmare fuel for you. But really good. The manga is still ongoing, and they're like at the 6th layer now or something ridiculous. I haven't read all of it through stuff. I just every now and then see people talking about it or discussing like a panel, so I get little bits of stuff. Yeah. I was talking to someone on, if you need more Abyss, go read the manga. It's farther than the show is. So I'm hoping that they make a season 2, because I think that it was like received rather well, and if Blu-ray sales and everything like that go through, like, then they'll probably hopefully make more. So that'd be good. I can't remember. I think they announced a movie. Maybe don't quote me on that. I feel like something Made in Abyss came out, like the plans for more stuff, but maybe it was something else. But yeah, with Citrus, yeah, I was talking to someone on Twitter a while ago, and like they stopped around 3 or 4 episodes in because they just couldn't get through the like the pushiness, like with Mei and Yuzu, and just like the sheer amount of just like forced like sexual encounter stuff going on. Like it was too much at the beginning for sure, but they mellowed off about halfway through. Like I think from episode 5 on, it got a lot more enjoyable. And then they introduced this really pain in the ass character who was like, you hated her for 2 episodes. Now she's okay, but for those 2 episodes, she was terrible. And then they started another love triangle last episode, and it's continuing for this episode and the next. And it's just like, yeah, it's too much. Or the forced love triangle stuff I don't really care for, because it's like it would all be so much easier if you just all spoke your feelings and just got over it. But yeah, there's a lot less like forced kissing stuff going on at the moment, so it makes it actually like not cringy-ish to watch. Like you don't cringe as you watch it. We're like, oh no, not again. But yeah, so it's good. Do you watch Pop Team Epic at all? Because the newest episode of that was pretty great. I don't think there's going to be anything at the end of this memory sequence that's going to be new. So I think I may have. Should have probably just clicked no when it asked me if I wanted to dive into Kaine's memories. Yeah, Pop Team Epic. Not Team, Team, T-E-A-M. They're like, it's based off of a webcomic, and it's just a bunch of like little short comedy skits. But it's like, it references a ton of like pop culture in Japan and other things like that. But it's pretty funny. And like the thing about it is like some references will go over people's heads. Like some go over my head. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I know that other people really enjoy it. But when you do get a reference from it, it's like it makes it really good. It's a good show. And then the latest one, they had a really funny part that was making fun of The Shining a little bit. But the interesting thing about the show is that each episode is 24 minutes long, but it actually is the same episode twice within the same time. So each episode is really only 12 minutes, but they vary the voice actors between every episode. So like the first part is to be like female voices or male voices, and then part B is whatever the opposite is. So like if part A is female voices, part B will be male voices, and like they choose voice actors who have worked before together in various roles. Like one episode they had the voice actors for Frieza and Cell from Dragon Ball Z as the voices of the two main characters, and it makes it pretty funny to like just kind of go in and try to figure out what the connection is between the voice actors and actresses and stuff. It's pretty great, but the gags are funny though. It's a huge mix of like animation styles though and stuff like that. Like it's just a bunch of comedy skits. You can probably find it on YouTube. I bet someone's probably been uploading them as well. But it's pretty funny. So yeah, I hope they do like different animation styles too. Like they did stop motion with like felt made characters, as well as like really poorly drawn like cartoony things. Like if you ever watched Robot Chicken, it's basically like a Japanese version of Robot Chicken almost, where like cutting between skits and all sorts of stuff like that, and a lot of random jokes and references. It's good. It's pretty fun. And like if you watch like a couple episodes, you'll probably find at least one or two things that you'll be like, oh, that was awesome, and then kind of brings you down that road. There was one episode like 2 or 3 episodes ago, I think it was, where they had sand art as the animation style, which was really impressive. Scum's Wish. No, I think
The beast approaches.
Was that this season, or was that a past season? Because I feel like I've definitely heard the name, but I don't think I watched it, maybe? I can't remember. Every now and then I somehow manage to like miss when I'm choosing what I'm going to watch for the next season. I just like glaze over it sometimes and miss things. Why do I have my Dragoon Lance out? Oh no, that's the double sword. And my word edit is probably all messed up, I bet. Right? Yeah. Why do I have a Kusanagi on? Gotta go with the Vile Axe. There's 2 seasons back then. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I watched it. What was the basic plot for it? If you had to sum it up real quick, because it might jog my memory. We want drop rates. I wish reloading into the second half and whatnot for a new playthrough didn't drop all my word edits. Magic power, where are you? Two genes saved for the other can for you. Huh. That sounds familiar. I never used Dark Wall. That sounds familiar. It wasn't. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just gonna Scum's Wish. I'm just gonna Google it on my laptop and let that load while I fix this up. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. Not experience. I don't need more experience. Okay. We'll equip Dark Blast with some stuff too. So I do use every now and then. I also love this music. Okay. Word edit. Martial arts. So we can turn on the MP recovery, I think. That's knockback resistance. Physical strength. I think it's, physical strength is what I have. And then the second word, I think, is MP recovery. Right there it is. What's my highest? 12? Okay. We could do armor break, maybe. Nah, I'll just do physical strength. There it is. Basilisk. And then item drop. Oh, wait, no. MP recovery rate. There we go. Alright, one more. One more set. 3 things. Alright. Our Phoenix Lance. I really wish that I really wish it kept this so I didn't have to reset it. Okay. Phoenix Lance, our Vile Axe. Max weapon level is 4. Max weapon level is 4. So some of my weapons, like the Vile Axe, I think is at level 4. Where is attack power? I think the highest like plus percentage you can get though is 30% maybe. I haven't seen any higher than that for the word edits themselves. I could use the Phoenix Dagger. I like Faith a lot more, even though Phoenix Dagger is less powerful, I think, than other things. How powerful is this? 204? What is my... is it? I haven't looked for a 266. Yeah, Phoenix Dagger is my most powerful. But I do like Faith a lot more. Just as a weapon. Got a longer reach. Maybe I'll just do Faith. Alright, so if I want to do Faith, I'll equip that. Alright, last thing, and then we can actually get into the battle. Where are you? Yeah, I haven't used most of the weapons, to be honest. I mean, like, I tried them out... Oops. I tried them out a little bit with things, but basically the entire game I've stuck with, most of the time, like, the most powerful weapon I have, and then item drop-ups, and then other things. There's other things in it, like how it says no effect there. I think the reason I don't really use this because the item drop-up is the one that tends to have an effect like here. Like, drain HP, drain MP, paralyze, poison, confuse. But it just didn't seem necessary to me to actually use it. So, alright, here we go. We'll use Faith for a bit. It's a nice katana. I think Faith is the sword on the cover of the game. I think.
I'm not gonna let this happen again. He dies today. My sword feels lighter. It's not the blade, but the skill of the Jutsu. Strike him down.
You got it, Vice. Right? that's like same with poison, right? I don't know why I would poison someone. I mean, I think that maybe it might be helpful if I wasn't so ridiculously overpowered. But I think if I wasn't the kind of person who went and did a crap ton of side quests before doing more story quests, that those type of things with paralyze and confuse and stuff would be more helpful, since I wouldn't be able to kill them as quickly. But since I end up a few levels higher than I probably should be for the story areas that I'm at, there's just no need. That kind of, it was basically the opposite for me with Nier Automata. I was doing some, is this new or no? Hold on. Gently, weakly, softly. Wait. No, okay, never mind. This is when she meets Tyran and whatnot. That's right. Okay. Yeah, with in Nier Automata, it was kind of the opposite, where like you can take on certain side quests that you are completely underleveled for in there. The one I'm thinking of primarily is oh shoot, what's his name? He's like the karate robot. He's Master something. I'm blanking on it. But anyway, I fought his level 60. Like his level 60 when I was like level 20 something, which basically meant I did like 1 damage each hit, and it took me over 2 hours to beat him, but I did it even though he could basically one-shot me, because the combat is 1, really fun, and 2, the evasion in it, like if you're doing it right and you're paying attention, you can evade basically all attacks. So it's pretty great. It's a quality game. I got all 26 endings in Nier Automata. I didn't do the last thing with it, where like you delete your game data though, because I was having too much fun, and I don't have the DLC for it yet. So I think that once I might buy the DLC for Automata at some point, and then probably stream that, and then after that, I would I'd go ahead and get that very, very last bit where you delete your game data. So, but yeah, I think I've been skipping through these things quickly because in the second playthrough I read them all. But yeah, all right. Let me just look. Scum's Wish. This isn't. Where's the analyst? I'm just gonna. Kuzu no Honkai. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this sounds familiar. Scum's Wish. I think. Which season was this? Winter 2017. Huh. I don't know. I guess it just slipped under my radar. Cool. I have too much anime to watch anyway. I have a few things in the backlog that I'll probably watch in between seasons, but I'm hoping that next season that's coming up soon we'll have plenty of good anime. But at the same time, I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't, just because juggling 19 different shows has been a lot. Like, especially when basically over half of them, I think, come out between Friday and Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, so it's a lot. With that, and I have to balance it against when I stream. So. Okay. Good old Tyran, willing to kill anything. He's non-discriminating to the extreme. All right. Come on. I want to go kill things. I should have hit no. Somehow the lunar tear wreath managed to survive their house burning down. I don't totally understand that, but who knows?
Alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Grandma?
Kaine, you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
Okay, Emil. I still haven't figured out why the main character wears that thing on his face. Because you don't have it during the first half of the game, and then after the time you skip. That's great, Gove. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Emil, you were the one calling me, huh?
But how many, Frank's and Overlord. I was about to ask, like, what are you watching this season? Overlord's been pretty great.
Yeah, sure. I knew you were...
Overlord's been pretty fun. The lizard part was pretty fun and really funny with the white lizard and the other one, and like the kind of romance moments. I thought that was hilarious. And then Sebes is pretty fantastic. So, though this the end of the last episode though. The end of the last episode was just like, why did you let this happen? Why did you leave this girl alone in your mansion and not expect these people to come and like try to screw with you or something?
Oh,
but whatever.
That's a long time.
It'll be fun.
Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
This is for you.
Lunar tears. Did you make this?
It's just a little welcome back gift. It's not much, I know.
It's nothing like the one Grandma used to make, but... oh, hell. Thanks.
Yeah. But whatever. It means we get to watch. It means we get to watch Cetus go beat the crap out of a bunch of other people again. So it'll be fun. It'll be good times.
This doesn't...
Please. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
It's crap.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Emil, stop being a pushover.
We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
I'm sorry.
We'll see you later.
We're sorry.
Yes, Climb is indeed messing with Crazy. I mean, it's good that she's on his side, I guess. But I don't want to know what happened to that maid.
Kaine I'll...
You know, the one who was bad-mouthing him.
What the hell is wrong with me?
We should turn in.
I don't want to know what she did to him. To her. But we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Yeah, I really do have to start looking at the list for next season and plan it out. Excuse me. Don't know why I'm sleepy. Maybe yes. I had a couple of brunch drinks, so maybe that's part of it. But yeah, testing will be on previous selection subject for continuing on the procedure. Safety is top priority. White chlorination syndrome infection. All right. Let's go talk to Popola. Popola. Oh, dude, that sucks. But you found your charger though, right? I still kind of... I've thought about getting a 3DS for a while, but never made the investment. Because it had a lot of games that looked really good. And like I like Nintendo stuff. But I'm thinking that the next console that I buy is probably gonna be a Switch, I think. Though it is extremely tempting to get a PS4. Just because like all like the JRPG or a lot of JRPGs come out for the PS4. But okay. One thing that caught me off guard though. Why does it still have... Why do I have dots there? I have all the weapons. But yeah, I was thinking Switch because I mean, I like it. But yeah, not having money and time. There's those two things that always running short of no matter how much you try. But yeah, so. But I played. My sister has a Switch, so I played Mario Odyssey down when I was visiting her, and that was a super fun game. I got like 40 or 50 of whatever they are. They're not stars anymore, I don't think. Right? There's something else. I can't remember. It was a while ago, but I got 40 or 50 of them in like 4 or so hours, and I was like, this would be fun. There's a ton of these, and then. I feel that, yeah, there's some other games on it too that I would really like to play. Plus, I imagine that they're probably... If they come out with any more like the major series, like more Zelda, more Mario, or more Metroid, I feel like that's gonna be on the Switch. So, okay. I couldn't remember. Like, for some reason, I was thinking they might be something different. Maybe I'm just... Yeah, I don't know. Just still thinking about Super Mario Sunshine or something, or Galaxy. I don't know. But yeah, Odyssey is wicked fun though. It's a quality game. So, but Yeah, I don't think I would buy Breath of the Wild for the Switch though, because I already own it for Wii U, and I put 230 hours into that game, so I'm not in a rush to play it again at the moment. It's super fun, but I'm not in a rush. Okay. Yank. What is my mission right now? Oh, you want me to the Lost Shrine? Right. Before we do that, since I have that eagle egg and the wristwatch that I stole from the Shadow Lord, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my Phoenix Spear to level 4. Because spend a lot of time trying to find that wristwatch. So it's only right that we use it. Ooh, gold. Yeah. Really though. It'd be fun with actually one thing that I noticed, let me think here. What am I doing? Wrong thing. With the level 4s, they actually I think, yeah, my faith is level 4, I think. Like I don't know if you can hear it because it's a little bit it's a little quiet, I suppose. But when I swing faith, you can hear this like woof noise. Like almost like lightsaber-ish. And that wasn't there until I upgraded it to level 4. So I'm kind of curious if some of the other weapons sound different when they go to level 4. Like, I mean, we're about to make my Phoenix Spear go up. So I mean, it just has the little swish swish noise. So we'll see if it actually changes once I upgrade it again. Gotta go see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shoot. I think the Gideon isn't there. I think Gideon isn't there until I have to do the junkyard thing. Was it shiny? Yep. Key to having enough upgrade things. Yeah, Emil's only a head in Automata. Well, I mean, the only part left of him that's still Emil. No, I mean he did find a body to use, because he's when you find him, he's like inside of another robot, just inside the head, and he falls out of it, and then he drives around on a little cart, and he's basically like a little tiny merchant salesman who flies around, and you can do subquests for him. Ah, shit, he's out. Dang it, I forgot. I mean, I remembered, but I was just hoping it wasn't true. Okay, we have to go do the Lost Shrine first before we can upgrade it. Dang. But we don't have to go all the way back to the village, though, because you can use any boat to get to there. So, I really wish that, like, the place we're going to go is right there. Like, that's the landing. I wish that I could jump off this and into it, but it doesn't work that way. Which is a bummer. So instead we'll just hop down over to the boat over that way and take it downstream. Ooh, camera's having a bit of a good time. Alright, boat's over this way. Boat. Boaty boat. Hi. Actually, one thing that I haven't done in a long time is fished. And I just want to fish once. I want to catch a fish. Just because I haven't in a while. Alright. And the fishing game is, I don't think you've seen it yet, Gov. Like, And ooh, was that a sardine? No, a rainbow trout. Very nice. The fishing game is kind of neat. Favorite game genre or series? Oops. These are hard questions you're asking here. Let me think. So it's hard for me to choose a series, I guess, because I've played a lot of games and I tend to forget them, even when I really like them. Like, you know, when you just have a huge backlog. These Nier games have been really good, but I think so. Genre-wise, I really enjoy like RPG stuff, like single-player RPGs with like really good stories. Or, yeah, like action RPG kind of things. Turn-based ones are good too, though I play them less often, but I do really enjoy them. Like, Tales of Symphonia is really, really good. It's one of my favorite games, because the story was really good. It, pretty much always is at least like a 40-hour game, and the combat was really fun, because it had a little bit of the real-time stuff going on. Like real time but side scrolling, so that was wicked fun. And I played a couple of the other Tales games, and they were good too. But yeah, Metroid Prime also. Oh, it's so good back in the day. It's really hard. Like Elder Scrolls also is really good. Morrowind is my favorite of the series. Daggerfall was really fun, but really hard. Extremely hard, but really detailed and depth. But I spent an entire summer playing Morrowind before. I don't even know how many hours I put into that game, but yeah, it was that game itself. It's amazing. But I think favorite genre-wise is probably like RPG kind of things like this. Like I don't play a lot of shooters most of the time. Like I think the last shooter I played, besides a little bit of like some Rainbow Six, was Prey. Oops. Was the original Play for 360 because I never played it and wanted to. But the Fear games 1, 2, and 3 are also some of my favorites, because I do like the little bit of jump scare in it, and I used to play with some friends. And it's hard because I have a lot of like favorite games, but like they're favorites for specific reasons. Like my favorite multiplayer game, like just local multiplayer, no online component at all or anything like that. Like back in the day when you actually invited your friends over to play games. Not that people still don't do that, but people can just do it over the internet now for the most part. But Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles was by far one of my most favorite multiplayer games because of the ridiculous shenanigans that you get into. Like, I don't know if you've ever played it or not, but it was on the GameCube. It wasn't very similar to other Final Fantasy games, but you chose your race, like you chose your race and class, and then you all lived in the same village together. This guy's having a bad day. But the combat was really fun. And it changed between the single player versus the multiplayer mode. So in single player, you would combine materia together to make higher level spells. But in multiplayer, you could do that a little bit, but not so much. And so instead what you'd have to do is you'd have to start casting the spell, and it would put a circle on the screen like as a target for you to move around. And then maybe I should get Whirlwind out. And then you and someone else, like another person, would put your cursors together, and then they glow. And then you had to time it so that you released it, not necessarily at the same time. If you released at the same time, the spells would combine and make like the next level up. But if everyone cast a level 1 spell and then released it in sequence with like a second in between it, it's just like bum 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 bum, then it would release a level 4 spell that would do a crap ton of damage and have a huge area effect. And so the timing was important, which meant that you spent a lot of time yelling at your friends to have them do the timing right and not mess up. And so it just made for like a super hectic and really, really, really fun experience. but it was an expensive thing to do at the time, because the other thing that was unique about that game was that it used the Game Boy Advance connectors. I hear an enemy. It used the Game Boy Advance connectors as your controller, so you would use a Game Boy Advance connected to the GameCube as your controller. So you had your own menu and inventory and map like in your hand, and so there was no pause anymore, and everyone managed their own menu without getting in anyone else's way, which was nice. But yeah, it was really fun. It was a really, really, really fun game. So spent a lot of time having some good times with my friends with that game. So that's like my favorite multiplayer, like local multiplayer game probably. Like had a lot of fun with like Super Smash Brothers and things like that too, but that like hands down Crystal Chronicles takes the cake for like most fun multiplayer experience I've ever had. Plus just, you know, interesting mechanic wise with the Game Boy Advance as your controller and stuff. So it was super fun. Yeah, it was really good. I looked into it before. People have gotten like the GameCube emulator Dolphin to work with Crystal Chronicles and to do multiplayer. And there's a patch, I think, that you can put in, and it lets you do. I can't remember if it's just LAN or not, but I believe there was a patch out there for internet, like to do multiplayer over the internet for that game. But it was very finicky and wonky, and you had to all have really good connections, basically, to do it. Why am I being a dumb? Oh, there we go. But yeah, it was such a good game, and it was a really, really unique like form of multiplayer that I don't expect to see anything like it again for a while, which is too bad because it's really good. Like I wish that Nintendo would remaster Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles and bring it to like the Switch or something like that, or just some component where like you could do multiplayer together with your friends over the internet without having to all buy a Game Boy Advance and stuff. But yeah, definitely easily my favorite multiplayer experience. I also really enjoy the Dark Souls series. I haven't played the third one yet though. It's actually like on my list of things that I plan to do at some point. It's just that, you know, dropping the $50 or $60 to get the third game is still not something I've justified to myself yet when I still have this large backlog of games to get through. So once I get through my backlog, I'm thinking about doing it. But I did beat Dark Souls 2 recently, a little while ago. And that was super fun. And Dark Souls 1 as well. This good game. The best? Yes. So like Dark Souls, so my 360 that I'm playing on right now, I don't actually have Xbox Live on it or anything. So there's no internet connection to my 360 at all. So when I played Dark Souls, I didn't actually have a problem with invasions because no one could invade me because I'm not online. But that also meant I couldn't get any help at all. So like I had to rely on the NPCs. And even though Solaire is like he's my buddy, him and me against Ornstein and Smo didn't do so well for a while. I think I tried Ornstein and Smo like the first time I did it, like I think it took me at least like 12 attempts or so. But yeah. But I have played with invasions before at another friend's house. But so I'm looking forward to when I do Dark Souls 3, since I'll be playing it on the PC, that I'll actually have the invasions will happen. So it'll be fun, I think. But yeah, I love Dark Souls. Like combat is great. I know that some people say it's kind of clunky sometimes and stuff, or like they like Bloodborne because it's faster and things like that. I haven't played Bloodborne, but they like it because it's faster and stuff. But I actually really enjoy like the feel of the combat, especially in like Dark Souls 1. Like it's slow-ish, right? But I wouldn't call it clunky or things like that. Like I think it adds a good amount of like depth to the like combat system, because you actually need to time your attack and you can't just run around. But yeah, it's good. What's your main weapon that you go for? Like, do you go for long swords, spears, lances, halberds, axes? Like, do you have a preferred weapon that you go for, or class even? I don't know, like maybe you play like the wizard or something like that. Turn back, turn back.
Who are these guys?
Certainly not your garden variety shades.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
Boop. Yank, yank, yank. Let's just hop over. I think we're about to run into a big guy? Is that right? Or no? Maybe not. I feel like I didn't. Maybe that was only during the run up from the Shadow Lord. Huh. But yeah, with the... when I first started playing Dark Souls, I mainly went for like the long sword, because I just, you know, like swords. Yep. Sword and board. That's how I started, and then I got I started using the halberd, and I never went back. I love the halberd so much. Like having the range and the ability to go poke, 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 poke was really good, and also the damage output is really good, in my opinion. So, oh yeah. Dark Souls 2 is really good. I really enjoyed it. Like the ability to like teleport basically from the start kind of threw me off at first. I was like, oh, okay, this will okay, but it was really good. It was fun. It was kind of like the opposite of it. Yeah, I've never played a like only like a sorcerer or something like that. I've never played that in Dark Souls. I don't even understand how you would. Like maybe in Dark Souls 2, I get it because you can restore your magic or like your spell uses with items. But in the first one, like I don't know, maybe it's just because I never really put anything into a tomb, and I don't know how many slots you can get, but I never understood how you could do that basically. So, or like you run out of spells, what do you even do? Like just hit something with your staff with your like tiny puny damage output? It just sounded crazy to me, but I don't know. I did use spells though. Like my I kind of went for like the Divine Knight kind of approach, where even when I had my halberd and stuff, I would put stuff into faith, and then I'd make myself a divine halberd so that my halberd scaled with my faith, and then I would use what was the name of the spell? It's the one that slows everyone down. Tranquil Walk of Peace. Tranquil Walk of Peace. I would drop that and then kill everything, and it was wonderful. Oh, you could stack copies. Oh, okay. I didn't realize. See, like I said, I never played any of those things, so I never really got. I never really learned more mechanics around the spells and stuff. Holy crap! I'm level 39. Okay, that makes more sense that you can stack. Oh shit! I just missed the gold thing. Drat. But yeah, I love Dark Souls. I like the story and everything. Oh, boss time. Hi, how's it going? Bye bye. Oh, cool. Magic defense plus 10%. Neat. I really enjoy it. I just one-shot it right away. It's funny. Poke. Poke. I feel like if you weren't paying attention to the side quests, that you could probably beat this game really, really quickly. I wonder if there are speedruns of it. I mean, like yesterday, I don't know how long I streamed for yesterday, but I don't think it was more than like, it was maybe a little more than 3 hours. I can't remember, but that was, you know, that was with reading everything and stuff. So I bet you if you were just skipping through dialogue, you could beat this game really quickly. So I think the first half was a little bit longer, but that might, again, my sense of time is skewed because I did all the side quests. So, yep. But yeah, love Dark Souls. Love the Dark Souls story. I really love just how it tells you a story without actually telling you a story, you know? Like, it's up to you. Like, the game can just be like a hack and slash kind of thing if you want it to be, Or if you explore, look at things, you can find out more about the world you're in and stuff. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Just a really good game. Though I do get tired of people comparing things to Dark Souls. I don't know if you ever feel that way, where like you just see like the random like clickbait headline of some random thing, and it's like, is so and so the next Dark Souls of blah blah? And it's like, no, just stop. Like, I feel like the people who write those headlines have never played Dark Souls in their life, or just like only think that the reason people play it is because it's difficult. But I mean, I don't know, that doesn't seem like a necessary reason to play a game. It's just a good game. So I think someone compared Hollow Knight to Dark Souls. I think that was the last one that I saw that I was actually like semi paying attention to. And Hollow Knight is wicked fun. I played at my friend's house. Haven't beaten it yet because we're just off and on playing it. Oh, Gretel's Confession. Finally becoming... Okay. Okay, so the shades are the Gestalts. The shades are the Gestalts. Okay. And we're the replicants. Yeah, that sounds right to me. Sorry, I just totally lost. Right, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is wicked fun. If you haven't played it, I would recommend it. It's pretty dang fun. The combat's pretty simple, but it is also really enjoyable.
Emil,
Oh, that's right.
I want you to
Boink. Look. But I had a lot of fun playing it, and I still haven't beaten it, but
Sorry for what?
it's a
I'm
lot
going
of fun.
to talk to the villagers. I want them to let you in.
Oh, it's no big deal. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to it.
Well, it shouldn't be. It's crap, and it needs to change.
I wish everyone felt the same way. It's all right, really. I like camping out with Kaine.
I love this part.
It's kind of fun, in a weird way. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
She's got that sweet side. Oh, I love it when this happens. We're just gonna push Kaine around on our throne. Just stay there. Oh, Kaine. She got off the ride. Womp womp. Alright. But yeah, man. There's so many genres of game that it's... And like when you play a lot of them, it's so hard to choose a favorite. But I mean, yeah. A lot of them are really good. Oh, I know a really good game that was like... I loved it so much, and I don't know if I could. You know what? I might be able to at some point. That might be a. Yeah. Okay. So there's this game. You may or may not have heard of it. It's kind of older. Oh wow. Recovery. Oh sweet. MP recovery plus 20%. Equipping that. But so wicked good game. Do you like mech games? Is my question. Really. Like, do you like mech games and like mech simulator games and stuff like that? Oh wow, I don't have the dark hand equipped. Like Mech Warrior, those types of things. It's this one. So there's this wonderful game called Steel Battalion, which came out in I think the early 2000s. It was for the original Xbox, but the thing was that it came with a 40-button controller and pedals. Because it was a full-on mech simulator where like you had 2 joysticks, you had triggers, you had a 40-button controller, so like you had to do the like turn on initiation sequence for the mech by switching toggles and stuff on and hitting like the ignition button. There was an eject button that flashed red, and you had to pop open the little there's like a little plastic capsule over the button, so you actually had to pop it open before you could hit the eject button. But the other thing was that if you died in the game, it was a permadeath, so you lost your save data. which meant that you had to be careful to make sure that you actually ejected from your mech, because otherwise you lost your game data. Not to mention that you could game over if you ran out of money. So like if you didn't have enough money to buy a new mech, if you totaled yours, then that's like for you, game over. But it was it's so good. There were only 10 story missions in it, and I never actually beat the 10th mission. I tried it a lot of times, but the final boss had an EMP that he could use, and he just shut you down. And he also had rail cannons, so he'd shut you down and then shoot magnetic bolts into your face. And yeah, that typically didn't end too well. But the game was so good. And actually, so like I think I mentioned this last time, but my birthday is in not this week, but the next week, and I'm going away for a bit. I'm going just back home and stuff. But I could possibly pick up, because I have the game, I could possibly bring Steel Battalion up to where I am and stuff, and if I can figure out, because I don't remember if the original Xbox can connect through an HDMI cable or not, but if I can figure out like an adapter situation for it, then I would totally stream Steel Battalion. It's such a good game. But yeah, it's so good. And the pedals where you like for gas, clutch, and dodge. Or, sorry, gas, brake, and dodge. It was an amazing game. So if you like mech simulators, that is like the top tier mech simulator. They tried to make one for the Kinect, and it kind of bombed because I think they turned it into more of a tank simulator kind of game, and it didn't come with a giant controller. And also Kinect games are kind of hard to deal with. But Steel Battalion, hands down, like my most favorite mech game ever. I played a lot of Mech Warrior 3 back in the day too, but yeah. Yeah, so that's like my favorite mech simulator game. Whee! Here I am, screwing up families again. What's up, dude? Alright. Since I've already gotten the dialogue before, we're just gonna...
There's dozens of them!
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light.
We're gonna see if we can beat him super fast and get maybe an achievement. I don't know if I've gotten one for beating him already or not. Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
You felled the beast.
But yeah, Final Fantasy VII also is up there. I think it was like my first real introduction to like to Final Fantasy, like beyond like 3. And so totally.
Stubborn son of a bitch.
Oops. There you go.
Damn it!
I watched my friend play Final Fantasy VII as well. I used to do like after school. I'd go over to his place, we'd eat snacks, and then play Final Fantasy VII. That was a lot of fun. Bleh.
Kaine!
We accidentally did Kaine. But yeah, the Metro game's also really good.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Trying to remember, trying to like think of favorites from like each kind of genre there is. And we took him out. Sorry, was this Gretel or Hansel? I forget. Oh, no problem. Which part? Which part of the conversation? Because I just ranted about how much I loved Steel Battalion for like the last like 5 minutes, basically.
I fear there is.
And I was thinking that I might be able to, if I can figure out how to hook up a connection, then I'll be doing that. Are you gonna leave? Well, you going somewhere fun for your trip?
Get back.
What is that?
Hope you're going somewhere fun. Yeah. Oh wow. Well, that was a while ago, I think. Yeah. So I was still thinking about your question about like the favorite games and stuff like that, and kind of trying to figure out like choosing favorites for games. Oh, is the video? I don't know what video quality. Holy crap! I just one-shotted her. Wow, I just killed Heine's Shade in like 2 seconds. Holy crap! Oops. Oh. Defeat a berserking Shade within 1 minute. A true friend. Yay! Is the video quality like? I haven't read through all of like Twitch's facts and stuff, but I think somewhere I was reading before that like if you're streaming at a high quality stream, that it can be kind of laggy for people sometimes and things like that. But I don't know what rate my capture card streams
How
at.
tough it is. We're gonna
I think it does HD.
I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine.
But
I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak and sad and lonely, but somehow you make me strong. You're my
Poor
friend
Emil.
and I need you, so you can't go away.
Stop.
All right. All right. Stop crying. Thank you. I'm all right.
But yeah, Dark Souls, good stuff. But Steel Battalion is hands down the best mech simulator ever, in my opinion, just because of the controller and everything. So I might attempt to grab that. Technically, the game is my brother's, but I would think that he would probably let me have it to do some streaming with it and stuff. But it was a great game. But it's hard to choose favorites. I mean, like, I remember really, really enjoying the Metroid series. Like, not just the original, like, side-scroller ones, but, like, Metroid Prime had some really good stuff. Good video. Oh, that's weird. Are you using the Twitch app? Because the Twitch app, I feel, is... I mean, yeah, you're probably using the Twitch app. Probably not watching Twitch in a browser on your phone. The Twitch app is always weird to me. Like, it I don't even know. It's always lagging, among other things. That might just be my internet, but yeah. But typically my stream's always fairly far behind when I'm watching it myself. Like, I keep so the way that this is set up right now is that obviously, like, I have a capture card in my computer and my 360 is going through that, but I'm not watching the game on the actual 360 screen. I'm watching it on my computer through the game capture itself. Which is extremely helpful for me because it means that my Twitch chat overlay that I have actually comes on, like, up in my game so that I don't miss anything, which is really nice. But just to make sure that the stream's working and stuff, I have the Twitch app open on my phone just next to me, and I can kind of see how much lag there is between, you know, when I'm doing things versus when this happens. And sometimes there's no lag at all. Sometimes it's like maybe a second or so. Other times there's like a 20-second lag, 30-second lag or so between things. So, like, if you ever type something in the chat and are wondering why I haven't responded to it yet, it's probably because of that lag. So, but now we can go to the junk heap, and we can actually upgrade our weapons because we have done this. Okay. But yeah, it's hard for me to choose a shooting game that's my favorite, because a lot of them are similar and some of them are really uniquely different from each other. I think the last real one that I really played, besides like just kind of revisiting old games and stuff, was Sniper Elite like B3 or whatever it was, and that one was really fun. But it's definitely a different style of shooter than, like, say, like Call of Duty or something like that, which I haven't played a Call of Duty in a long time, or I haven't owned a new Call of Duty in a long time. Where, like, I think, yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I actually even own a Call of Duty game. I mainly just played at friends' houses. But yeah, the Fear games are some of my favorites, I think, and they're technically shooters, but I'd call them more in the horror category. But Sniper Elite was fun for, like, third person. third-person shooter. Though, like, the original Star Wars Battlefront and the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 was really good. I played a lot of that with my friends back in the day. I've played a little bit of the new one, but not much, because I didn't really, I don't know, I couldn't get into it. I don't know why, but just the controls just didn't feel as like as tight as like the old stuff. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it as much as I used to. Maybe it's just because everything's so like shiny and nice as opposed to like that classic kind of busted upness. I don't know. It's hard to choose a favorite shooter, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking over. Like, the Metro games are really fun, but again, those ones also kind of fall into that that kind of horror-esque or so. Dark Souls with a bow is your shooter. There you go. There you go. That's good. That is good. So that reminds me of New Lundo, or not New Lundo, Anor Lundo in the first game. God, those freaking archers. Ugh. I spent, man, when I first played through Dark Souls, that part took me so long. Like it took me like over an hour to get past those archers because they just knocked me over all the time. Oh no, it's baby shade time. Oh no, baby shade. But yeah, and then, man, poor Shade. When I played it again, I was playing it at friends' houses and stuff. This is a common theme. I was playing it at friends' houses, and like I couldn't get through it for a while. But when I actually owned the game, when I bought it myself, it took me a lot less time. Yeah, what's your Nier question, Gov? Gretel mentioned Vice. Oh, the connection with him. Oh, okay. So Vice's connection, and this is like partially explained really only in the first part, like the first half of the game, which you haven't seen, obviously, because it starts me over right at the second part. But so there's two books. There's Vice and there's Noir. And Noir is the book that we kill at the end, like right before we fight the Shadow Lord. And he doesn't really talk too much, so you don't get more explanation from that. But from what I understand, basically,
Who are you?
Vice is responsible for like making shades, kind of, or is what his old job was. He lost his memory a little bit when I freed him from where he was. Like he was originally in the Lost Shrine. And Hansel and Gretel were actually like his like guardians, kind of, and were keeping him like in a little thing. But from what I can tell, Vice is responsible for like making people into shades, or like making original humans become like put into the system. From what I can tell, and then Noir is responsible for the other half of that, for putting the shades, or for putting humans into their shells.
874 years, 10 months, 14.
So like together they like make the system work, where like you have the human souls hanging out and whatnot, the shades, and then Vice is supposed to put them into their shells, I think, but he forgot his purpose. And so before the second half of the game, when you first fight the Shadow Lord and Yona gets taken away from you, Vice and Noir have a conversation during that where a lot of this information comes from. And basically, Noir wants to fuse with Vice, and because if they fuse, then I think well, now that I know more about the story and whatnot, like from the other things, if they fuse, I think that forcibly pushes all the human souls into the bodies prepared for them. But he chooses not to, obviously.
I will
But
not permit the humans to kill Khalil.
good P-33 robot.
military defense robot P-33 will protect you.
Aw, so nice. But yeah, so that's what Vice's job is. He's a magical talking book that happens to be in charge of that technically, but he forgets his own memory and stuff, which is why at the end there he's saying that, like, oh, he remembers now and he knows about humans and shades being the same thing and everything. But you meet him and you basically free him from kind of like, he's being contained in like this force field thing when you first meet him, and then you bust him out of it essentially, and basically because of that he joins you on your adventure.
Tons of machinery here.
I don't
but
remember
I don't
why
know how much we can
his specific
use.
reason was, if it was any better than just
Wow.
because.
Check this out. It looks brand new.
Hey, be careful there.
But yeah, so that's
I'm fine.
Vice's connection with the Shades is that he was responsible for making sure that they were well formed. I think, like the Shades here, like when Greta was saying that like they're dejected and not formed correctly, I think that's because Vice left, because he was responsible for making the Shades. I think that's my understanding of it, anyway.
Jacob, no! No, this can't be happening!
Gideon just lost his brother and is about to blame everything on the Shades and on P-33 and Khalil. No! Even though we know it wasn't his fault. There's Spike. That was Spike. Yep. So Vice and Noir are just those things, and it, like kind of those Project Gestalt documents that we opened up last time, right during the last fight with the twins, kind of also mentioned them and stuff a little bit, but that's pretty neat.
The noise of the intruders caused the structure to fail.
I don't know why he's a book
Proceed with more
specifically
caution.
though.
One intruder has perished.
Like why he is specifically incarnated as a book, I don't really know. I guess no, I don't know. I don't know why he's a book. But he's a magic book.
Heap. Perhaps we should speak to the brothers. They might know something about this.
Alright, now we can talk to Gideon and we can finally upgrade our weapon. So
Oh, hello again.
womp womp. Brother's been dead for 4 years. Alright. And Gideon's talking about ripping up robots because he's crazy. Okay, talk to him again. Yep. That's good. That's a good interpretation of why he would want to be a book. But he's not actually in a library when you meet him. He's in the Lost Shrine right before that door, like just where we fought Gretel and whatnot. That's where you first meet him. So I feel like you go for at least an hour or so in the game. At least an hour or so in the game before you actually meet him. Strength and weapons. Okay, here we go. Phoenix Spear to level 3. Oh man, there's still another level after this. Ta-da! Okay. Oh cool, we can go to level 4. Because I already have 5 black pearls, 3 gold ores, and some moldavite. So here we go. Our attack power is going to be at 721 and magic power at 80%. Or plus 80% for the Phoenix Spear. Awesome. So now I will one-shot people even harder. Basically. Let's see, we need more broken wristwatches. That sucks. A lot of things to upgrade this stuff. Rebirth needs wristwatches and iron ore. Oh man. Broken earring, iron ores. Yeah, like a lot of iron ores. We can upgrade iron will though. Yeah, sure. There we go, level 3. Hi Vine. How's it going, Vandistucka? Yeah, I'm on my, this is my 3rd playthrough right now. So I have gotten endings A and B, and am now working towards ending C. And I haven't seen it yet, and I haven't seen the other one. The only reason I know that there's 4 endings because someone told me. So I've been doing the game blind for the most part. So. Oof. Yeah, I already have. Oop, yeah, this happened again. I don't know why I did this. The requirement for ending 4? No, I don't think so. It hasn't told me yet. When I beat it yesterday and got ending B, it told me that I need all weapons in order to get ending C, which is not a problem because I am already at 100% quest and 100% weapon collection. So I've already met the requirement for C. I don't know what the requirement for ending 4 is. So. But I assume that whatever it is, I probably have met it. Because I think a little over. Yeah, it's nice that it tells you. I didn't really expect it at first. I've played Automata and got all 26 endings in Automata, which was fun. I got the main story missions without looking anything up, but yeah. Oh, Yoke, he seems like a pretty nice guy to me. Let's not bother going up there. I watched, I don't know if you saw it, but on Twitter, Yoko put out like a video of him wearing like Emil's head and things like that, and giving an announcement about some stuff, which is funny. But yes, in this one he tells you, so it's not cryptic or douchey, which is nice. Though I wonder how much of a grind it is for people who don't have the weapons already, or who don't do all the side quests. No, I love these games. I haven't played the Drakengard games, but he had an involvement with them too, I understand. And so it makes me want to play them. Like, I know that they're probably pretty dated and stuff, but it doesn't change it. He's such a good storyteller. Not to mention, I mean, like, everything's basically a tragedy, it feels like, but it's a tragedy that you really enjoy. So it's great. There's nothing in this room, is there? Oh no, there's not. But yeah, I learned. I played Automata first. That was my first Yoko game. And the first time I got a joke ending, like, just stunned me into like submission, because the first joke ending that I got was the fish one, ending K, I think, or something like that. I'm assuming that you've played Automata though. But just, Jackass sent me a fish, and I was like, well, it says I might die, but okay, whatever, I'll eat the fish, I want to know what happens. And then the credits rolling, just like, I lost my shit a little bit, it was hilarious. Made me laugh so hard. But yeah, the endings though are great. And just, yeah. You played Automata but didn't finish it? Like, not finished it as in you didn't get ending A, or not finished it as in you didn't get up to like ending E, I think was the last story one. Like, you didn't do multi-playthroughs and stuff like that. Very close to ending C. Gotcha. So you played through as 2B, played through as 9S, and then did one more? It's been a little while since I played Automata, so I can't necessarily remember the order of it all. You saw the Red Queen. Okay. Did you Gotcha. Gotcha. Who's your favorite character to play as? Like 2B, 9S, or A2? Or A2? A1? Holy crap, why am I blanking on it? It's A2, isn't it? Or A1? No, it's A1. 2B, 9S, and A1. No, because that's steak sauce. What am I even thinking of? Must be A2. Because I had to think about that the other day. Gotcha. Stormblood. Is that... Sorry. That's not WoW, is it? I might just be sounding like an idiot. I don't know what Stormblood is, but... Oh, okay. It's shitty anime WoW. I mean, that sounds up my alley, to be honest. I went through, like a few months ago, I was going through and trying out like a lot of the freemium MMO games. And a lot of them are like nice anime style. So, I think the last one I played was Terra? I think that's his name. I think actually right now my little profile picture thing on Twitch is my character from Terra. I think. Or one of them, rather, because I have two, because I was playing my friend. But yeah, Automata gripped me pretty hard for 80 hours or so. So, like after I went through all the story missions and stuff like that, I went back and got all 26 endings. Though I did use a guide for that. I got like 13 or so endings without any form of outside help. But they're good. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah. I played a little bit of BDO actually, Gov. It was the character creation in that game was pretty damn amazing. That was like the thing that struck me the most. I played it when it was free for a weekend, like a month and a half, a few months ago or so. And Black Desert Online was it was pretty fun, but not enough to me to like buy a subscription. I have a really hard time justifying MMO subscriptions to myself. I don't know why.
It's able to help shape the life.
But yeah, Terra's pretty fun, though. I think you definitely need friends to play with, and I think the user base is slightly dead at this point. So if you have friends who will play it with you, I think it's kind of fun. But yeah, gotcha. Well, at some point you should go back and play Vanders then, because if you do all the side quests and stuff, you get a lot of information, and like collecting all the manuscripts and stuff. There's a lot of links. Like I haven't played this game before I played Automata, like I said, so I'm kind of getting some of those links now as I go through this and like finding out things that link it, which is kind of pretty awesome actually. I'm really enjoying like just like the Easter egg kind of things. So, but there was an MMO that isn't around anymore, or at least not as far as I know. Like Eden Eternal was a super fun one back in the day. It had a pretty fun class system. It might still be around, but I haven't played it. But Eden Eternal was a fun one. Same with I put a lot of hours into Dragon Quest, or Dragon Nest. Sorry. Dragon Nest was really fun. I got to like level 30 or so. But those are both, or I think they're both next on. They might not be. But I did a lot of that. Yeah, the David and Popo thing, yeah. The thing about that though is that I didn't know the full connection. Like, I mean, I read all the manuscripts, so I knew that they were in charge of Project Gestalt from doing Automata, but I didn't have a full idea of it. So when I was playing through this game, or like through the story the first time on my way to ending A, like I figured that they had something to do with something, but didn't know how close of a connection it was. So kind of like with like Emil and stuff, I didn't know if it was the same Emil or not in this game as an Automata. because I know in Automata he has clones, basically. So I didn't know how that factored into things. But, I mean, to be honest, the opening cutscene to this game, like if you just let the title screen roll and whatnot, spoils like the entire game. Like if you're watching it, it basically spoils the entire game. Like, it is the same one you think? I'm really curious about the time in between the games. Alright, here comes the one shot. Dead. Whoops, wrong sphere. Yeah, because Automata doesn't really tell you the full... It doesn't really give you the full story, I think, from Emil. That's what it even tells you. You mean like what year it is, kind of thing and stuff? Because I know it's like at the very, very, very beginning of this game, it's like 20 something or another, or 22 something or another, maybe 2257. It's a number that's popping into my head, but I don't know if it's right at all. And then you skip forward 1300 years to now, and then Automata is way in the future from that. It's like 5,000 years in the future or so. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to go. I think when I haven't played the DLC for Automata, and so I think when I buy that and play it, I'll be like looking back through all the manuscripts and stuff, and like looking at the connections and the Easter eggs and stuff between everything, because I think that'll be really fun. Because I know that there are multiple Daevula and Popolas from playing Automata. Yeah, there's Automata DLC. It's like $15. From what I know, it gives you, I think there are some costumes, I think, but there's also a new area, like there's arenas or something like that, where it's basically like a gauntlet kind of thing with fighting a bunch of stuff. I don't think, there's no new endings or anything like that as far as I know, but it does give you like a new area to kind of fight in and stuff. And I think there are rewards for it as well. Actually, no, there are new endings. There's 2, if I remember right. There's like ending alpha, beta, and something like that. I think it's been a while since I looked it up, but yeah, if you search around for it, I'm pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 new endings added in by the DLC. So it's definitely worth checking out. But so when I get the DLC, my plan is to go back and look through everything, and now that I'm gonna, by that point I'll have played through this entire game. So yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that Yoko would do that. I mean, I don't want him to quit, obviously, anything like that. But I mean, you know, principles of it all. Hey, Gov, I'm still thinking about MMOs. Because Dragon Nest was really fun back in the day, though I think you needed to get to a certain point, or be social to some extent to really fully enjoy it. But I got to level 30 without getting bored just playing by myself and doing things. Because it actually has a story in it, which made it unique. Like, not just grinding MMO, like play with people and stuff like that, but actually had like a story kind of going along. You were kind of playing through story mode, sort of. I don't know how to describe that very well, but I enjoy that kind of thing for an MMO. But I haven't played. I look through the freemium ones sometimes, but don't actually see ones that I want to play. So it's a bit of a bummer. Stormlight. 100 hours. Yikes. I mean, I don't mind putting a lot of time into games, but I don't know. Might be a bit much. It might be a bit much. But I don't know. I'll have to look at Stormblood though, because you said it's anime style, and I like that. I like those kind of things. So, right. I had a couple friends who played Guild Wars, but again, because that one's a paid subscription, right? Like you buy the game and then you have a subscription. I think. I might be wrong, but that's what I vaguely remember. And I don't know. I just can't. But yeah, I've heard good things about Final Fantasy XIV as well. And it's tempting. I was almost tempted for a little while to try out the Elder Scrolls Online game, or maybe like the Star Wars one, but I don't know. anything that asks me to like do a subscription after purchasing the game, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little baby. Whoops, I went the wrong way. I might just be being, you know, like a tiny baby about it, but yeah. I'm fine to play. Okay, so is there no subscription anymore? Yee. I mean, having played a lot of freemium games, basically all those games typically are pay to win kind of style. But the ones that I play specifically always have that kind of story mode component. Besides Terra, oh no, I guess that's a bit of a story mode. But yeah, so. But I do like the idea of the MMOs most of the time. I'm playing games with my friends and things. It's just a matter of actually getting one of them to agree to it. So it's always kind of the trick for me is finding people to play with, because I'm not super good at like socializing in like an MMO, or like going and meeting random people, or like joining guilds and stuff. I don't know why, but maybe one day I'll be able to do that better, and then I'd be able to enjoy an MMO a bit better. I think the first game that I've really done that with has been like VR chat, I think, or you just talk to random people and stuff. Though there was a phone game I played for a while, though I'm totally blanking on the name of it right now. Yeah, I can't remember. I think my brother got me into it because he was playing a lot of phone games, like the catcher kind of games. Yeah, I will use my VR. Unfortunately, my VR chat skills tend to be yeah, pretty much. That's actually what I do, Gov. Don't laugh. That's what I do. I get a drink, and then I go to a virtual reality pub, and then I end up drinking with people there and chatting with them, and it's lots of fun. I met a really drunk British guy, and we had a really good night of virtual bar hopping. So it was great. I had a ton of fun, and I did that again this past Friday actually. And it was fun. It was great. So I'm slowly branching out in my online world, I suppose. Slowly, because it is fun to talk to people always. I mean, that's like basically that's why I stream on Twitch. Because it's a ton of fun when people come in and you can chat with them when you play the game and stuff. Because I mean, that's the funny thing is, I think that that's probably one of the reasons why I like this, is because it's basically what I used to do with my friends back home. Oh yes, Gov, the game you're thinking of is a game that my friend actually bought for me. What was it? It's called Comedy Night. Comedy Night. That one's, or you might be talking about a different one, maybe. But my friend bought me Comedy Night because he was like, "This is a fun game. We should go and play it." I'm like, okay. Yep. Yes, you're talking about Comedy Night, Gov. That's what you're talking about. I played it for about 15 minutes before I asked my friend why the hell did he buy me this game. Because there wasn't anyone funny going on or anything like that. So I was just like, I don't understand. I could just do this in VR chat and actually like interact with people and have fun avatars. But yeah, it's funny. Vendus, why did you stop streaming? Because you said when you used to do it. Oh, thanks for the follow, man. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't understand Comedy Night. I don't understand, but he was saying that it was really good that one time. Ah, yes, Comcast. I understand that. I have my internet's through like a local business thing here, and it's decent. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm actually likely to move soon from where I am, so I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do about internet. Because when I move, I have to imagine that it might not be as good. Especially, I don't know. My housemate and I are gonna start looking at places soon. But wherever it is, I'm gonna have to make sure that we like buy internet, and like I'm willing to even just like put the money into it to make sure I have good internet connection, just because I really do love this stuff. But yeah, this is like playing games with friends was basically what I did like growing up. Like after high school and stuff, you go to your friend's house, you play games, you hang out, and you chat. And like one of my friends in particular, he and I would just play for hours and stuff. I fell asleep a lot on his couch. But we used to do that where we just all get together and play. And some of the really fun things that I remember was with the fear games, because we got my friend Lucas to play it one time, and he was like a big baby. Oh no, I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry. If it helps at all about my friend, we were all in band, so we were all like dorky band kids. So if that helps at all, I'm sorry. But it's okay. High school friends are. It's okay. You meet better friends everywhere else. It's all good. Aw, this is so cute. Poor Khalil.
A large seagoing vessel.
I'm just gonna shut up for this because I like this.
And passengers over bodies of water.
Good old beepy.
You have taught me much, Khalil. You have helped to expand my vocabulary. You have instructed me in the ways of the outside world.
They're such good friends, these two. And I come in and I fuck it all up.
Because we are friends.
But anyway, like I was saying, so playing Fear was really funny because my friend would get scared easily. So like the jump scares that you get from Alma popping out and stuff would just make him freak out. Which I got again basically when I don't know if you played Amnesia: The Dark Descent before, but like that I can't get up. I have to. I'm sorry. Tell you what though, I can probably. I could try to. Well, I guess I can't do it last. I think the area has to come last. I think. Oh, shit. I hear my computer like chugging the article. The audio. Oh no. I hate it when that happens. Sorry. One sec. Let me see if my computer's doing something stupid. Are you indexing something? Attempting to install Java? What is your problem? There aren't any Windows updates or Bluetooth. My hard drive isn't plugged in. What are you doing, Windows? Windows is doing something, and it's chugging my audio, and I don't like it. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna have to. No, it's not you good. What is this? Okay, I might just have to restart the stream real quick because I fixed it last time. I don't know why it does this to me. Maybe it's like the capture card buffer is getting full. I don't know how to fix this. And I haven't figured out what causes this here. Before I thought it was my machine just doing weird stuff. Windows Virus Defender Summary. That's great. Could you not scan my machine while I'm playing a game? Windows, please. I would appreciate that. Shoot, yeah. I'm not entirely sure how to make it stop doing this while during the stream. So I will be right back. I'm just gonna restart my computer so it stops doing this. So I'll be right back. Just 1 second. So you let me know if it's better now. Yes. Okay, hold on. I gotta figure out how to get this back up. Because hopefully it's better now. I did hit the button to start streaming, right? Yeah. Because it should be better now. All I did was restart the capture software stuff. Come on. The Twitch app is having trouble with me, not showing me my chat. Come on, please. Okay. So it should be back and live again. So let me know if there's any audio choppiness, because I was going to restart my computer, then decided to just turn the stream on and off again just to check, and that seemed to fix it. So I told Gov this, Vandus, if you're still there, but my setup here is that I don't actually watch or use audio from my 360 while I play this. I use the game capture, like, preview thing instead, because it lets me see the chat on the game screen itself without me having to, like, use a second monitor or, like, keep glancing at my phone continuously and missing people's messages and stuff. So, but it does do this every now and then where it, like, chugs the audio and just does strange things. Though last time I'm pretty sure it was just because it's like Windows is doing something in the background, but it might just be it might be the buffer in the capture card, I wonder, since it records and, like, so you can rewind and stuff, like if you forgot to hit the button to start streaming and things. But yeah, so I wonder if it's that causes that problem. Anyway. Yoink. Right. Before that happened, though, I was talking about Amnesia. So, like, this playing games with friends kind of thing. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is a very fun game to play with friends, especially friends who get scared very easily. Oh, whoops! I was supposed to go there. I kind of got totally discombobulated by the audio issue and started running away. I was thinking about maybe going and doing the Force of Myth and leaving BP for last, basically. Like, let him live his life for a while, so that we can let BP live until we absolutely have to. Wink. I wonder if is there something. Let me look here. Okay, no, never mind. Okay, but I want to at least give the brother his memory alloy and that stuff, so he can kind of be done with that. I will make it quick. I will use the Vile Axe, and I'll even equip like a strength drop, so that I completely one-shot him in one hit, and so it's over quick, painlessly as possible, so that we don't hurt BP more than we have to, or Khalil. But yeah, Yoko's games they always tear at your heart a little bit when you discover the full extent of everything. It was basically the same with Automata, where like the first time you fight the amusement park lady, and like you just think she's a total crazy robot that's like wearing androids as a dress and stuff like that. Let's see, forging. Let's see, what do I want to upgrade? I suppose the Lily Leaf Sword. That's what I feel like upgrading. And this one. Thank you. Alright, and now I don't have enough titanium alloy to upgrade most things. Can do the Beast Curse though. Oh, Beast Curse to level 4 now. Yes, please. Thank you. Awesome. My intent is to try to get every weapon upgraded as far as I can. I don't know how far I'll be able to do that though. But okay, let's go speak with Popola. I'm gonna save the Force of Myth for a little while, just because I don't want to click through a bunch of texts again. I feel a little bit bad about clicking through those kind of things instead of reading them like I did during the last when I was getting ending B. But yeah. Oh yeah, good point. We should check. We should check if the spear got anything new. Alright, so I did upgrade it to level 4. So let's see, I'm gonna listen if it makes a new noise. Oh, it makes more than the swish noise now. It has like a little low rumble as well. Let's see, let's charge our attack up. I don't think that's changed. But it does more damage and it makes a deeper thud noise when I swing it now, like the other level 4s. I don't see anything new aesthetically on it though. I think it already had... Oop, can't see. It already had the little hanging parts. Though, it might just be my eyes deceiving me. It almost looks to me like there's a little bit of a sheen on the blade now as well. But that might have been there before and I just wasn't looking for it. So yeah, the weapons don't seem to change much, like physically when you're upgrading them. And I don't think they did in Automata either. I think they stayed mostly the same. But I'm like it's weird how easily you can forget things like that. It's like, you know, I put 80 hours into a game, but yet here I am getting these little details about it. But I guess you just can't remember everything. But yeah, if you ever want to like laugh your ass off at like someone else's misfortune, make your friends play Amnesia: The Dark Descent. one of my friends, we were all hanging out in a college dorm at the time, and he was like trying to impress this girl, and so we were playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent because that's we went to a different friend's room and he was playing Amnesia, and so he was letting people try it, and so, you know, trying to impress this girl, this guy's all like, oh yeah, like I can play this game, I can do this, whatever. And then he ended up squealing and screaming like a little baby and throwing the keyboard across the room. It was hilarious. But yeah, Amnesia's great. I've thought about doing another playthrough and maybe streaming it or something like that, but at the same time I don't, even though I have a camera, but I don't really like to use it for the stream thing, I guess, because I don't think it's interesting to see, well, most of the time I don't think it's interesting to see the actual player playing the game, and it's nicer to actually just be able to see the full game itself. But for like horror games, I kind of think that it might be worth doing something, because then you can see their actual reactions and things. But that's the only genre of game that I can think of that's like, yeah, it would be good to actually have like the streamer cam kind of thing. But for the most part, I just leave my video camera unplugged and stuff. I only really use it when I Skype people. So, but I do have a decent camera though, if I ever wanted to do it. Just that if I did that, I'd have to stop being like super lazy, basically, and actually like, you know, put on pants or whatever. You know, or non-pajamas and stuff. Okay, I got a letter, right? Yep. Yay! Okay, so that's going to be from the king. Our good buddy the king. So he'll make us want to go to Facade. Excuse me. I should probably plant some plants in the garden here, because I don't typically stream. At least I don't stream this game on Monday nights. Because I spend the majority of my Monday night watching Nax 21's community stream for VR chat stuff, and so that goes like anywhere between 9:30 to like 10:30 sometimes. So here it is, Rule 25,656. An official notice that the King of Facade is going to get married, and any objections or congratulations should go through the official channels stated in Rule 38,585. That's good. Alright, so let's go to Facade. And when we go to Facade, I think I'm going to stop at the desert dock and attempt a little bit of fishing. A little bit, not much. I won't spend too much time doing it. Just because I know that I'm missing fish. I don't know how many fish I'm missing. Items. Let's see, how many fish do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 fish? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not even 9. Oh wait, I'm dumb. That's the items itself, not the fishing records. Fishing records is what I want. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I have 13 fish. But I imagine that there's probably an achievement for like catching all the fish types, and I'm pretty sure I haven't done that yet since I have 13 fish, and that's a weird number. And I haven't spent a lot of time fishing in the desert besides when I was getting the the fish for the very final fishing gambit side quest. But so if I had to guess as to where there's more fish, I would probably guess either the ocean or the desert. And so I just want to, on my way to and fro, I just want to stop and do maybe 2 or 3 attempts at fishing something. I do really love that Yoko puts fishing games in like all his games though, or fishing mini games in all the games, because I'm a fan of the fishing games. They're fun. In Automata, it was a lot easier to fish than in this one. There's a lot less effort involved and more just waiting, but I like it though. I wonder why in Automata he didn't bring back the same kind of fishing mechanic as in this game. Maybe he wanted to make it easier, or maybe people complained about it being harder or something. Ooh, excuse me. Oh no. I don't know. But yeah, so my plan for so I don't know how I'm gonna stream today. I don't know if I'm gonna go all the way through and get the thing. The platinum pressured him to make the game fun. That's funny. I mean, the game is fun though. I don't understand. It is fun. I guess people just didn't think that it was fun. People just don't understand the sense of fun, I guess. Oh, poor loyal Cerberus. He states all the time that in making the company. So is he more interested? I haven't liked the funny one with him announcing the stuff in the meal head was the last Yoko Taro thing I saw. I haven't really watched many interviews with him. I've read an interview with him. I can't remember what site it was on though. But he seems like a cool dude. But that's funny. I mean, it just sounds to me like he's more interested in like making stories that making games that tell stories. And that, you know, have a connection to people and that people can enjoy and talk about and stuff. So whether it's fun or not, you know. But I don't know. I think this game is fun in my opinion. Fishing time. Alright. It's been a while since I fished. Oh, come on. The trick to fishing in this game, though, because it is kind of hard at first, is to not even look at the fish. You don't look at the fish, you look at the main character's body, and you pull down in the direction that he's leaning. Yeah, all my games... Sorry, I'm like darting my eyes back and forth between the chat and my fish right now. All my games start with the vision, and every choice in the game is about building that vision. There's no obligation to the players or producers. I landed a Hyneria. Awesome. That's cool though. I mean, that sounds like a good way to play the game, like starting off with like the goal that you want people to build towards and stuff. Oh, sounds good to me. I don't know too much about the game design process, but starting off with an actual solid and good concept sounds like good planning to me, and that applies to, like, you know, more than just games in life. But the reason they partnered him with Platinum Games was because they gave him creative control and plays job taking whatever he made and making it fun. That's kind of fun. That's kind of a neat mix of things. I mean, it worked, I think. These games are fun. I haven't played... Drakengard is Yoko Taro, right? Like, I'm not just thinking that just because I know that there's a connection between Nier and those games. Was that also Platinum? Or another Hyneria? Guard 1 and 2 are Yoko, but not 3. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. That's cool. Well, they did a great job. Great job with with Automata. I thought it's a really fun game. The combat specifically, very fun. Definitely an improvement over over this one. I mean, I think the combat is fun in this, especially. I don't know when this game came out, but I feel like it came out really well. The most unplayable game I've ever played. That sounds up my alley, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I end up torturing myself with some of the games I choose to play. Like, for example, this isn't even like necessarily bad gameplay wise, but have you ever played Final Fantasy 13? Because Final Fantasy 13 is a hallway simulator. That's gonna be trash or something. Yeah, shit. There goes the sardine. But Final Fantasy 13 was a hallway simulator. But it's a hallway simulator that gives you Stockholm Syndrome. And so you keep playing it for some weird reason. Like 5 times never past 2 hours. Yeah, you have to make it past the 2 hours. So do you want to know how far you have to get in Final Fantasy 13 before it gets good? Like gameplay wise, before it gets good? If you want to guess an hour, I won't tell you yet. But I'll give you a hint. It's more than 2. It is more than 2 hours, and I apologize.
Scorpions look kind of.
I was going to say I apologize, Gov, if like you happen to really love it. So I also really enjoyed them, but the first game is a trudge. So before I actually felt like the gameplay was fun in 13, literally never. It was 30 hours. 30 hours was how long it took me before I got to a point where I felt like the gameplay was fun. Because every enemy was extremely easy. Like I've heard people like complain about like the press A to win kind of thing, and I have to agree a little bit, because at one point I literally fell asleep in the middle of a fight, and then I woke up a half hour later and still wasn't dead. Even though I had been doing nothing, because the autoplay had been keeping me alive and my allies had been healing me and whatnot. So the fight had been going on for like half hour to 40 minutes, and I was just asleep. And so the combat was too easy at first was my problem, I guess. But that said, 30 hours in, when you get to chapter 11 in the first game, the enemies actually get hard. And you actually have to think about what you're doing with your setup and like which characters you're using, and which paradigms you're choosing to have them use at any particular time. And at that point, that was when Final Fantasy 13 became really, really fun to me. And at that point, I was really interested in it. And then I accidentally bought the 3rd game in the saga because I thought it was the 2nd. So I bought Lightning Returns before buying Final Fantasy 13 too, because just looking at the titles of it, I was like, oh, Final Fantasy 13, Lightning Returns. Like, oh cool, this must be like a sequel to the first game. Why not? I've already played the first one, I'll give it a try. And then I started playing it and it was getting all like the first opening flashback that tells you all about the stuff that happened in Final Fantasy 2 or 13-2. And I'm like, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. What is going on? So then I played Lightning Returns for like 2 hours or so before being like, oh shit, it's a different game. And so then I went to GameStop and bought like Final Fantasy 13-2 for like $5 or however much it was. That said, 13-2 had some really good characters in it, I thought.
I hear your days are coming to a close, King.
That's good. Vandus, you might have an opinion on this then. I've been thinking about playing Final Fantasy VI, but I've heard that the PC port is complete and utter trash in comparison to like the PlayStation ports. I don't think anyone's going to hate you for that, Gov. I mean, as long as you're open and willing to try out a different Final Fantasy. They are time-sinks. But sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought. Right, Final Fantasy 6. I was thinking about playing Final Fantasy 6, but heard bad things about the PC port, and so I was thinking that I should just buy the game for the PS. Yeah, okay. I was thinking I'd buy it for the PlayStation and then use my PS2 and buy an adapter cable to get that set up with my game capture card. And then I was thinking about doing, like, starting to stream Final Fantasy 6 a bit. I don't know when I'm going to do that, though, because I have a huge backlog that I'm trying to work through. But that was kind of an idea. But yeah, the Final Fantasy 7 port, if I remember right, wasn't totally bad. But yeah, I heard that too. I heard that the Chrono Trigger port got pretty screwed up. So, but yeah, 13. I did like the story in 13 though. Like the overall arcing story. I thought it was interesting. But the first one was good. The second one, I enjoyed the story a lot more, probably because of the ending. I don't want to give a spoiler unless you're like fine with that, because I assume Gov, you've played 2 and 3, but yeah, Chrono Trigger is fun. It's been a very long time since I played it, to the point where I don't really remember if I actually ever beat it or not. But it was fun. It's a good game. I think I need an emulator to play it though. I think, but it's a good game. It also has really good music. I like games with really good music. Chrono Trigger's best Final Fantasy. That's great. So what's your famous Final Fantasy though, Vandals? Okay, you played all of 13. Okay, good. 13-2, I think, had my favorite ending, just because of Caius. That's his name, right? Caius? They can't wait. It came out for the iPad. Didn't realize that was possible. 13-2 was my favorite story-wise, I think. And then, to be completely honest, the reason I picked up Lightning Returns, 8, 12, 5, and 4 a lot. I haven't played 8. I really need to. I haven't played 8. I have 12, and I put a solid 20-something hours into it or so. But, oh wait, I should talk to Kanye. Gotcha. Yeah. The reason why I picked up 13.3 was because I like dress-up games. Oh, Chrono Trigger's on the App Store. Gotcha. For a moment, I thought you were saying that Final Fantasy 13 was on the iPad. And I was like, well, I could see how that could work, because you just hit one button over and over again and you would win. But yeah, because I like dress-up games and things like that. Like having outfits in a game, like, or armor that you equip it and it changes it, like your armor, or like, it's like some of my favorite stuff. That actually reminds me of a good MMO. Vindictus was really fun. But yeah, that's why I picked up Final Fantasy 13.3. Was because it's like, oh cool, like the different armors give you different abilities, and it's basically like a fashion show the whole game. Sounds good to me. So, but then I actually did really enjoy the story, and the final ending in 13.3 was very cute with the train scene and everything. That was nice. Yeah, Jessie Lightning was great. She's very good for that. I remember I picked up a copy of the New York Times at one point, like on a Sunday, and they had like the fashion magazine in it, and Lightning was in the fashion magazine, and I was so confused. I was like looking at the picture, I'm like, that's not a person. That's a Final Fantasy character. Why is she in a fashion magazine with a bunch of models?
Man works better.
I think I still have that somewhere because I thought it was so funny that it was there.
Is this
It was great. It is funny though. It is funny. But yeah, the final scene with Lightning was very cute, I thought. But yeah, I had to play 8 at some point. That's the one with the gun blades, right? I played through and beaten 7 a number of times because I really enjoyed 7. Yeah, yep, it's good. I played through 12 as well. I think I played through 12. I don't remember if I played through all of it though. Can't remember. I don't remember if I beaten the first one either, actually. I know I've played it, but I feel like I might have gotten stuck somewhere or something, or just didn't know where to go. Poor puppies. Poor wolves. The music in 13 was good too, though. Also, it was summer at the time when I played the first Final Fantasy 13, which I think might have influenced my ability to deal with the walking simulator, because it was really hot and I didn't want to actually do anything. So the ability to just kind of hold forward and tap A every now and then made the game a lot more, what's the word? More playable, or more like we can. Is the CT port for PC bad since it's just copies them all? I don't know. I've never played the port for Chrono Trigger. I don't know if Vandus has. The last time I played Chrono Trigger was on an emulator, so. Though I think I've seen comparisons on like YouTube where people do comparisons between ported games and other stuff before, and like they put it side by side so you can see the differences. And I think, if I remember right, the Chrono Trigger graphics in the old games are better than the ported graphics, basically.
Nice.
Or at least they look better.
Wedding! Flowers everywhere. Everyone's happy. It's great. I'm kind of jealous. Aren't you kind of jealous, Kaine?
Emil, keep it in your pants.
Oh, come on.
Also, Emil's voice actor reminds me of Tsukasa from Dot Hack a little bit. I don't know if it's the same one or not, though.
こっちてサイトずせお手聞く
さあ照れるた言うと
Right. Johnny Young Bosch. Oh wait, oh that's the wrong Emil. Derp. I just looked up the Emil from Tales of Symphonia by mistake. Nier voice actor, here it is. Julie Ann Taylor. She has a lot of roles. Holy crap. I think I looked this up once before too. She's in a lot of anime too, the voice actress. She's in Code Geass and Lucky Star. Dun dun dun.
Vera!
Okay.
That wolf is a shade.
Yeah, it's also about to be dead. One hit. Holy crap, I didn't even do the jump hit on him. I am so ridiculously overleveled. Nope.
Yeah.
Asate!
Just hear like the happy, the cheering people and whatnot. Yeah. It's like a audio only sounds so strange. It's like a radio of a video game, like a radio broadcast or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's a way for me to like mess with like the video streaming quality for what goes out to Twitch or something. It seems weird to me that Twitch doesn't let you choose. I mean, like, I guess it wouldn't be as live thing because they'd have to like process your video as it went. But I mean, they had to stream it down to you anyway, so I don't know. But yeah. Oh, poor King.
たかりきたタサスゾリッタできた
いやキュータコスキさん小さいの下さちょっとキュータコスキさん
Man, I feel bad for the King. He's like one of my favorites. Oh, it does have options? Okay. I wonder if there's something that I have to do for it. There might be. I don't really know. Like I think I said this before, but I don't actually like fully know my way around all the various settings in Twitch and stuff like that. So, excuse me. I would think that, like, even if it introduced like maybe a second or two of lag, that like Twitch should be able to like downsample your video stream or something like that, so that it can go out to phones with like connections that can't support like an HD as quickly or anything like that. But we all just need free Google Fiber or something like that. That's really the only solution. Is just have free HD internet for all. Just right there. Oh man, good old King. I was really happy that at the end, like during ending B and whatnot, they showed what happened to the King after when he was fighting the boar and stuff. It's really good, really good. Poor King. Okay, I can't move yet. Okay. More advice, talking about it, yep. Literally into the wolf's den. Alright, what's next? Forest Myth, check for letter, or meet with the King of Facade. We'll meet with the King of Facade. There we go. Alright, yeah. Yep, into the King's Mansion. One-shotting the boss is really funny to me, though. I think I'm still level 39, right? Yep. Eventually, I want to be level 40, and it's just be a little bit too ridiculous. Yes. I'm always ready for battle. Oh, I know. All the music is so good. I love Keiji Okabe's work. It's so good. Again, I think I told you this before, Gov, but Yuki Yuno is a hero. He did the soundtrack for that anime, and a lot of it's very similar. But and it's also a really good anime, though. If you like it, it's like
count us in.
What do you call it? I always refer to it as the suffering magical girl genre that Madoka spawned. Basically, where like it's happy friendship, but with a dark twist in it. But Yuki Yuno is really good, and has 2 seasons. 1 season, and then you can either watch the 2nd season, which is split, where the first half of the season is prequel stuff. Oh, I like this part too. And the second half is post first season, or you could skip the first 6 episodes of season 2 and instead watch the set of movies that came out to cover the same material. But it's a good anime, and Keiji Okabe did all the music for it. I wonder how they came up with the language that they're speaking here.
Team! Handa Tose! Team Toshiken! You Kaizamu Deku! Nanda? Ruami? Ska!
Because I know they made up a lot of languages for the stuff. Like, I was looking into the music before, like just information about it. And some of the languages that they're singing are just made up. I think they might even be made up by the singer herself. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the article again. And there you have it. The Men of the Mask about to go to war. Good advisor.
生き落ちずテクゴユラカイザムチゼストズイワクレタシヨーリこうだた
I love this song. Oh, it's so good. I know that Emil's theme appears again in like Automata and whatnot, which is nice. I really like how they use the main theme during the final battle with the Shadow Lord, though. Excuse me. It's really good. Not to mention the piano. Like the piano version of the village theme when you're about to go to the Shadow Lord's castle. How it plays there. It's also great. Alright, see you, Gov. Thanks for joining in again, man. And have a good trip. I'll probably, the next Nier stream that I'm probably going to do will be Tuesday night, I think. Tuesday or Wednesday night. I'll post an update on the, in the feed thing when I know. But have a good trip, man. Alright, let's one-shot this boss again. Or, well, first we'll be fighting these. Come here, you. Wait. Whoa, that wolf is very
The
quick.
wolves appear to be targeting. He seeks the king of the sun.
Can I actually hit him while he's hanging out over there? Nope. Okay.
Dogged
and unwavering defiance. Is Vice making puns now about dogs?
Infected shades. As for the leader,
If even one shade is here, I have to kill all of them!
Alright, here he comes.
above you. Stay on your guard.
Darn, alright. Let's try to get a good hit in. Hey. There we go. And now to punch him. Punch him right in the face. Ah, I love the boss fight music too. Womp. There you go. Poor puppy. Poor pup. But I'm kind of confused how Wolf got into here. Like, into this giant computer simulation thing. Like, project that they're running. Because I thought it was just humans. Their souls being put in places.
But you must endure.
Oh, maybe this guy put him in. Maybe.
And think of me now and again.
Poor puppy. Okay.
そうルキタ好きで装置だ彼ラーヤリスって
I believe that young Fira was perfectly content with the life she had.
こ
Of course. Does this not sound like what she would say to you? She's terribly proud of her king. And now you must do all that you can to honor her memory.
うああだだロリス・キオリダイットリチ・ラエルカイザムチタダケテタイ
Is that another infernal rule?
ウラーヌ・ペルアトリアルテルア・チオアルアンダ・トシトシアルテロアフィギュア
Alright. The one thing about Emil, like, he's not very creepy or anything. Like, I think he's cool. But when you walk around him, his head follows you. So when you're behind him, his head is just totally backwards. Like that. It's so strange. But kind of funny. We'll check for the letter, I think. Since Gava's left, and we should kill BP while Gava's gone, so that he doesn't have to see it. Poor BP. Though I might, since the special music is playing right now and everything, I might use these 3 sardines real quick, just so I can enjoy this music for a little bit longer, because this is really beautiful. No, great, more trash. A rusty bucket, my favorite. I can't. Where's the thing? More trash. Well, those sardines are going to be used up a little bit faster than I thought they were going to be. Bummer. I'll just have to buy more, I guess. That's trash again. Awesome. Well, I'm glad I wasted all my sardines. Alright, you. Hey. Yep. Bring me to the Northern Plains if you don't mind. Or, sorry, oh wait, no, we have to go to the village first. Gotta get the letter. Gotta get that letter. What I'm planning to do is, since I do want to try to get all the fish and stuff like that, I'm probably gonna do most of my exploring and attempts to catch fish and find out where the other ones that I'm missing are tomorrow night off stream, just so that no one has to watch me exploring and trying out different types of bait and figuring out what will get me the fish that I'm probably missing. Kind of like how I did gardening. I did that. I got the lunar tier and everything like that off screen, just because it's such a bit time intensive and not especially interesting. And while I have streamed, a good amount of fishing in the past, I figure maybe you should not do that all the time. Alright, here we go. Let's check our mailbox.
Hey.
Okay, there we go. Yep. A more personal request, also known as allow him and his crazy insanity about ripping and destroying robots to be satisfied. For when I was playing through the first time before I got NDA, and before like all was revealed that this is basically a giant experiment / computer simulation-y thingy, soul box thing. I was thinking that it'd be kind of funny if Gideon, since at the end of it all, he's ranting about how he's gonna make like a bunch of killing robots, and like he's gonna kill robots, but he's also gonna make tons and tons of weapons to keep on killing robots, things like that. And maybe like briefly want to be like, oh, like I wonder if Gideon's the reason that we have the androids, like in Automata and stuff. Like if he was the one who came up with some stuff that made it possible. But then that theory went out the window when you know, it's all revealed that Gideon is not really a real person. So I guess he must be. No, I guess he's not based on a real person either. It's not like the replicants, like the personalities that they developed are going to be the exact same as the ones that the soul that is supposed to be inhabiting their shell would have. So yeah, Gideon's just crazy. That doesn't mean that the human who would fill his gestalt or shell would his robot body would be the same. So, anywho, boink. Let's go. What do the junk heap? And for the Force of Myth, since I doubt that the text changed that either, I'm probably gonna click through it pretty quickly instead of just reading it out loud. Because if I read it out loud, I'm gonna need to take a quick pause in order to go grab some water, because I don't have any in it. And excuse me, reading out loud without water is not fun. So it's like when I was streaming Doki Doki, that was a lot of talking.
Is ready.
Great, thanks.
Yay!
You know, with a weapon like that,
You were going to say?
I need to ask you for a favor.
Oh yeah?
I like that Gideon has a metal arm.
I want you to avenge my brother.
Like he has a robot arm.
A ponderous favor.
It's my mission.
I wonder how he lost
Why
it.
I've been creating these weapons for the past 4 years. I
Probably
don't care
funny
about
robot.
money. I only care about making a weapon strong enough to kill those bastards.
What bastards?
The ones in the mountain. That little shade and his robot.
There are shades here?
Vice, that's not a surprise. We've done side quests
brother
where
was
we've
killed
cleaned
by a
out
shade?
shades there.
Yes.
And what have we decided,
It's killing time.
Yay! Alright, let's go take care of business. Hey-ya! I wish that I could just take this down. But I'm pretty sure I can't, right? Right, like I have to go all the way through. Even though this elevator comes up, it doesn't go down. Fairly useless elevator. Okay. Grab that mouse. I can't figure out what mouse tails are for. I don't think any weapon has required me to have them yet. So, at least as far as I remember, I don't think anything's required a mouse tail. Alright, well, we'll try to... We won't farm the whole area again this time. Though it'd be nice to do that, just to get the titanium alloy. But, again, I'll do farming on my own time. But I think mostly everything is primarily rare items and stuff. Hope I don't need another eagle egg. But I could get one, and they just have a very kind of a low spawn rate these days. Right. Go. Oh, there's still more. Didn't roll out of the way in time for that spit. I could get a lot of amber by doing that top part. So, yeah, I think, yeah, we'll go through the full junk area and stuff. Because, why not? Why not? But just through that section, we won't do the other ones. Because I just want to pick up amber because I know, I'm pretty sure that I need it. Excuse me, Kaine. Kaine, you're a little bit in the way. A little bit in the way, Kaine. See, there it is, amber. And there's titanium alloy. Also useful. Getting lots of good things for upgrade materials. Antennas to sell and make money with. I do kind of wonder what those, what the secret achievements are that I don't have on. Oh, did I just get hurt by that, or was that just my attack noise? Nothing. What's in here? Nothing. Yeah. Nope. I think Emil just fell down into there. Oops. Yeah, I think. Oh, shit. Kind of, to something that you said earlier, Randos. The streaming makes you more talkative kind of thing. I think that's definitely true. Just like, because like when I first started streaming, I didn't know what to talk about, so I was looking at things online, be like, what do you do? And I think the biggest influence I have is to like, just talk. Doesn't matter. I mean, like talk about the game, talk about other things, and have fun. And I think forcing myself to kind of go through that and do that has helped me with like VR chat and things like that, and kind of talking there and stuff to strangers and things, or you know, just getting better at a little bit better at like small chat stuff kind of thing. But it's an interesting world we live in. Ooh, some titanium, awesome. Hey, yeah. It's really fun. Sometimes I stream like World of Warships. Oh, that's I should have recommended that to Gov. I mean, it's not really an MMO, but it's no, I guess it is because it's massively multiplayer. But it's just, you know, like 6 to 12 players. I can't remember how many people on each team. But that's a really fun game. I should have recommended that to them. But I stream that sometimes with my friends. Like they're on Discord and stuff, and we're all playing, and I stream while we play. It's good. All right, almost time. Ooh! I see a rare. Come here, you. Awesome machine oil. Thank you, and thank you for the titanium alloy. But I am curious about the Dragon Guard things, though, because I kind of want to play them, even if they're kind of unplayable. Because I mean, I managed to suffer through Final Fantasy XIII's idea of what gameplay is, so I feel like I'm prepared to some degree for other playthroughs. Not to mention that, like, I've played the, you know, remember E.T. on the Atari? That was the worst bit of gameplay ever made, I think. And I did play that. It was pretty bad. I was actually talking to a few friends about ET last night, or just about arcade games in general, and then of course ET came up as an example of, you know, a game where many landfill copies exist. Which is kind of funny. But it was good. It was a fun time. My dad could actually, he could actually collect all the parts in ET. Like for the phone. Oh, that was way too early, it's gonna run out too fast. He could actually collect all the parts for the ET for the phone. But he couldn't figure out how to phone home. And I was like 5 or something, so I had no idea either how to do it. But yeah, I was just impressed that he managed to collect it all within the top by the little people. So it's kind of funny when like parents or things like that play games. I guess, you know, that would be less of an odd thing as time goes on. But like, it's a funny thing about my dad enjoys Animal Crossing. He used to play that a lot because he worked a night shift and whatnot. And then he'd come home pretty late at night. Oops. And then he'd weed the town and write us all letters. It was very cute, very nice. But Animal Crossing, that was a fun game back then. I still have some friends who play like the newer versions of it, but I have not played it since the GameCube, so I don't really know what the new versions are like at all. But one or two of my friends are somewhat obsessed with the DS version. So, alright, let's keep going. Are these big ones or just small ones? Big one. Okay. Okay. Wow, I don't even have to do the jump swing. Poke. Poke. I'm gonna end up with a lot of broken antennas by the time I'm done with this. It seems to be like the most common item that they drop. Alright, let's keep it going. Getting mysterious switches is good though. Yeah, let's at least fight the one down here. So we'll have to go through at least other bits. I want to get titanium alloy mainly is the reason why I'm not just rushing right to the boss. So, though I am really intrigued by the concept of a speedrun of this game, since it'd like, it'd be interesting to see. Oops. Because it doesn't actually seem that long. Like when I'm not, now that I don't have to focus on side quests at all, it really doesn't seem that long. But I imagine if, you know, if I hadn't been doing the side quests and stuff, I'd probably be a lot lower leveled, and so all these fights would probably take a lot longer. So there's got to be a balance that you have to strike in order to do like a quick speed run through this game, I think. But if you were skipping everything, I don't know, I feel like you could probably beat this game within a day. I don't know, maybe I'll try that sometime. Like, maybe like throw it on easy or something. I don't think I'm going to be setting any records, but it'd be kind of interesting to try to do, regardless. Ooh. How long have those boxes been there? I can feel my stomach rumbling a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like if I skip through the Force of Myth, the text as quickly as I can, I would think that here, eat this bomb, you. Did that actually work? Really no. Okay. Oh, I can't pick up any more stripped bolts. Womp womp. Wrong way. It's okay, this one's easier to use anyway. New fluorite. I know I need that. I know I need that for some upgrade materials. So let's see. Alright. Come at me. Let me fight. Alright. There we go. Poke. There we go. Okay. Back through so I can spawn the bomb and open up the area to the place with the 3 big bots. I do really like the spear combat though in this game. Like with 9S and Nier Automata, I use the spear of the usurper primarily because I like the fact that I could hack enemies without me having to, or it could, what do you call it? It wasn't like saboteur or something. It'd make them be my allies, which was kind of fun without having to like sneak up on them. Though 9S was my least favorite of, not of the gameplay, but character-wise, 9S was my least favorite. Because I really liked 2B, really liked A2. 9S was annoying to me at first, and then I liked him a little bit more going through the game. But I liked his, I liked the hacking game. I thought that was really fun because I do play Toho. And it's basically Toho. So that was fun. I liked the hacking stuff a lot, and it added variety and interest to the gameplay. But as far as like person-wise, I didn't like 9S very much. He was kind of annoying to me. It might have been because he's also the voice actor for him was the same one who did Sieg in Fate Apocrypha, and Sieg was kind of annoying, so it may just be fallout to me from that. But yeah, because I mean 9S went full crazy at the end there, full crazy, full rampant, basically. I probably should have sold things before I went back in here since I went through the area like one time already. Nope, can't have it. But whatever. I mean, it's not like I'm hurting on strike balls. I'm just gonna sell a bunch of them. Okay, let's go beat up BP. We're gonna go kill BP and Khalil. Not terribly happy about it. We're gonna do it. And that is what I love about Yoko's games. It is quite what I like about this is that they give you the human, or they give you the gray, I guess. Like it's not just black and white. Here's the bad guys. Here's the good guys. All the bad things that the bad guys are doing are clearly, obviously terrible, and they need to be punished for them. So you're a good guy, and you have to do it. Instead, you know, with the multiple replays and stuff like that, and like revealing these things, you play through the first time and be like, yeah, you know, I'm just killing these mindless things and all stuff, and then, you know, you get your reveals, and then you get the other side of it, and just like the humanizing your enemy, I guess, is what I really like about his games, is that he does this a lot. Though I don't know if it's something I should expect from future games. I've only played Automata in this one. I haven't played any of the Drakengard, so I don't know if those have a similar feel to them or not, or a similar theme in that way. But I'm thinking that it's probably somewhat difficult to find Drakengard. I don't even know what system they're for, so I'll have to look that up. Because if they're on a system that I could get
I've never
and
heard
stream
of
with,
Shade living with a machine.
I might not spoil them for myself. It's kind of funny. I'm basically working backwards in like chronological order. Though I do know from like reading Automata threads and stuff. Did I miss a drop back here? Yes. I know from reading Automata threads that Drakengard is only tangentially related, I believe, to Nier. Like one of the endings leads to the events in Nier or something like that. As like yeah. So I don't know. I might not feel bad spoiling it for myself. I mean, I've done this game blind. I did Automata blind, and it was a lot of fun. But I do my best to try to not spoil things for myself, or to look at spoilers. Like a good game to have not spoiled for you at all is Doki Doki Literature Club. That's a great game to make sure you're not no one spoils it for you. But it's so hard not to be spoiled, or like to spoil it for people, like when you play it with them, because you're just so excited about that one moment where like it's really good. It's just hard not to make jokes. But yeah, if you haven't played it, I hate to leave you hanging on that, but you should really give it a try out. And here we go, boss music.
Intruder detected. Scanning.
All right, BB. All right, we take out a third of you with each hit. Okay, there we go.
Look at the shade!
There we go. Tried to end it as quickly as possible. Wings of Steel.
Exterminating. Ing.
This thing can transform?
Sorry, BB. BB, you're already dead. You have no health. How did you do that? Do I have to like go through at least one of these or something? Why can't I target? Excuse me. Thank you. Okay. Take care of Leo now. Hey, come here. Alright, there we go. We've beaten Khalil and P18.
Must defend my mission. My mission.
Sorry, buddy.
Mission.
Khalil. Together. BP alone. BP. Cry.
You.
Here comes
Stupid
crazy
machine!
Gideon.
You killed my family! You took everything from me! Why did you have to be here? Why you? Why are you here? Why?
Beautiful. What a perfect example of humanity.
Hey, Gideon, stop hitting the dead robot.
Bring your brother back.
But he's dead! And it's this bastard's fault! And hitting it makes me feel better! Just wait. You freak! You goddamn freak! I'm gonna explore this entire mountain now! I'll make terrible weapons! Killing machines! No one can stop me!
See, that line right there is why, like, originally I thought, I was like, oh, maybe he made the androids or something, or had something to do with the machines in Automata. But, yeah. But obviously that's not it.
Madness driven by hate. This is hardly the happy ending I was expecting.
You should have known
He
better
doesn't
when you
know
played a
any
Yoko
other
Tower
way.
game, Vice.
Revenge is a fool's errand.
I know.
Sad. Okay, there we go. That's fine. Oh, right, I had to leave an exit before Gideon's back here, and I can actually sell my stuff, see if I can forge anything. Right. Okay. So let's enter and exit real quick. And let's see, what time is it anyway? 5 o'clock about? Should probably eat dinner sometime soon. Probably. It might be a good idea. Okay. Let's go back in. We might, you know what? You know what I might do? I might make this be similar to the last time. Where, when I got ending B, I streamed until going to the Forest and Myth and then stopped the stream and called it there. And so I could do that again. Or I could go all the way through and get ending C right off. Maybe. Alright, so we can upgrade the Nirvana dagger. Anything else? Nope. Alright. Let's go ahead and do that then. Why not? What am I missing? Pyrite necklace. Gold ore. Okay. Yeah, sure. Pyrite. Okay. Pretty sure pyrite's something I pick up around. I need iron ore. Need pyrite. Need machine oil. Okay, iron ore. Okay. I'll buy 6 of those. Iron ore. 6 iron ores. Oh, I need another eagle egg. Okay. Dented metal bat. More iron ore. So that's 12 iron ore that I need. Okay. Okay, so let's buy some iron ore. Alright, crazy. Let me buy some of that sweet, sweet iron ore you got. And why not? We'll buy 2 lenses too, just for funsies. And then I need to sell some stuff. I got too many things here. Alright, broken batteries. Let's sell 19 of them. And broken motors. Also 19. Broken antennas. 79 of them. We'll sell that. Then we'll sell 5 arms. We'll sell 64? No, 54. 54 of these. Holy crap. Man. I get a lot of items. Okay. 59, no, 69 of these. And then 40 of these. And Oop. Sell some of these. I don't really need a bunch. Anything else that I have too much of that I should sell while I'm managing my inventory a little bit? Nope. Okay. There we go. Okay. Thank you. And now I should be able to upgrade at least one of my weapons. We're gonna skip over Beastbane first to go to the other one. Was it Kusanagi? Yeah, because this we'll get this to level 4. So there we go. Kusanagi level 4. Which is good. And like I thought, yeah. Okay, cool. So we need to do more farming and things, or just running around and picking up items in order to get further. So let's save real quick. I still don't know why I'm collecting these mice, but I am. Okay, there we go. And then we can run right to the Forest of Myth. Right? Right. Yeah, Forest of Myth. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do the Forest of Myth. I think I won't do the Aerie and the Shadow Lord's Castle in this stream. I think I'll end it before that. Just so that I can, during like my fishing time and stuff like that, that I'll probably be doing tomorrow night while I'm off stream. I can go in and out of the area in order to try to collect an eagle egg, because they're fairly rare. So we'll do that. We'll go through the Forest of Myth, because it's really just, I just have to click through a bunch of text and then I get the key. I'll click through the text, answer like 1 or 2 questions. This is the fastest I can move without a boar. Look at that, I can throw magic too. Punk. Punk. Okay, here we go. Let's pick up the shiny. I think the pyrite that I need can probably be found like kind of in this area. So I don't know. I don't think I pick it up from any enemies. What are you shooting at, Emil? You're a crazy guy. There, for once shades aren't attacking the boar. Oh, that's about to change, it looks like. Ooh, shiny. Yay, a royal fern. Oh, hi. Poke. I wonder if Emil and Kaine level up with me at all. Or if they just always have like some base amount of damage and stuff that they do. Because you think it should be based off of you, right? I don't know.
This is the village from the dream.
Yep.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
Sucks for you guys. There we go. Okay, we'll talk to the mayor about his strange fascinations with trees. Nope, he's not a very good mayor. Antidote weed. Basically never use. Ooh, shiny. Gotta get the shiny. Oh, strength capsule. Okay. And then there's a box next to the tree, I think, that I can hit. Yeah. For her, an herb that I don't need. Alright. Okay. I'm not gonna read this out loud. But I am gonna skip through some things. So we have to remember the color of envy, as well as how many people thought. Okay, shorter. Okay, yep, this is the same dialogue or same text as before. Okay, so let's see here. Look at my memory. Okay, what color is this memory about envy? Yep. Yep. Yep, with deep green eyes, yep. Yep. It's sad, yep. The girl stops coming. Yep. Okay, what color is it? Envy? It didn't say what color it was. Huh. Okay. Alright, well how many people here? The vague memory of the daughter. Let's see, fight with 23 companions this time. So we're back to 23. We were at 63 the last time. Now it's 23 again. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Loss. Yep. Red dragon. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. New memories refuse to flow. Yep. Losing your purpose because the shade's eating up your memories. Okay. Gloomy SL. Force of myth. Present no dreams. Yep. Yep. But they must listen. They must listen. Okay. Okay, shade. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Abusing memories. Like playroom things. Okay, yep. And then I slice open its stomach. Bunch of jewels on. Conviction. Satisfaction. Yeah. No sound. Needs to make its vocal cords. Right. A spoon green jewel. Okay. Green jewel. Green. That's the only color that they ever mentioned about it. Okay, gotta touch him. So ask me how many companions the woman had. Yep. Alright, her daughter and 23 friends. Okay. Yep. 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 This world's falling apart. Okay. Most important thing in the world. Obviously, Yona. I wish this one. Just because it's the one that's like the most close to being that. Okay, we'll go back to the real world. And lo and behold, we have the memory tree stone fragment. Poof. Okay, they tap dance and play the fiddle. There we go. Ta-da! Alright. So. We are just missing the sacrifice one now. Which we'll get from the Aerie. But I want to attempt to get the eagle egg. So that will involve me running back and forth there a lot. So we need to do that. Oh, and the fortune teller lady isn't here right now. That's weird. So I'll chat with her and go back to the memory and fight people a bit. Alright, anyway though, it's dinner time, basically. So I'm going to call this the end of the stream. So thank you for watching, to everyone who watched, and thanks a lot to Vanders for subscribing. Thanks, I really do appreciate that. And the next Nier stream I'm planning will be Tuesday night, pretty sure. Yeah, I'm thinking Tuesday night, unless something pops up. Like and that could happen. But if it's not Tuesday night, I'll post it, and I'll post anyway that it is Tuesday night on the feed stream. So, all right, thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye for now.